point, every year we do give out one award. It's called the Band Directors Award. Before I give that, I just want to say, I'm not an overly sentimental person, but there is something special about the group of kids that's behind me. They made it through a lot. They had a lot stacked against them, and there aren't very many places in the state of Illinois, certainly not in the northern part of the state of Illinois, where there are this many 8th graders sitting and putting on a concert this week. They've had ample opportunity to choose to do other things with their time. Many of the students behind me spent time with me on Saturdays at the church playing during the time that we weren't allowed to play here, just because they enjoy doing it. And I think you can hear the growth they've had throughout the years, certainly, for starting essentially a year behind and getting to where they are right now. It's pretty impressive, and they deserve credit. I'm not a person to give credit to people who don't deserve credit. They deserve credit for hanging in there and sticking it out, because we have not been easy on them. We gave them an easy month or so. It was like, oh, we're so glad you're here. And then we weren't glad they were there anymore. They needed to do things right. So we've been working hard with them and trying to pull them along and get them ready for high school. We've covered a lot of ground this year, and the high school directors still have their work cut out for them. But they're making money too, so they can have something to do. So I've appreciated having them around. I've appreciated having a group of families and kids in our community who value what we're doing well enough to hang in there when maybe the odds were unfairly stacked against us at times. So thank you to you, and thank you to them as well. The Band Directors Award is an award that goes, the criteria are kind of as follows. First of all, the first list that gets made are the top players. So the number one criteria is that the individual needs to be excellent on their instrument. Followed by that, believe it or not, sometimes a person can be excellent on their instrument and not contribute very much to the ensemble. So after that, we look at, did that person use their ability as often as possible and in the most positive way possible to contribute to our program as much as they can. There's still 3 or 4 kids behind me that fall into that category. We looked at, Ms. Sorkin and I looked at things like investment. Which of the kids seem to be most invested? They're invested in individually, invested in our ensemble. It's never easy to pick the Band Directors Award. Ms. Sorkin and I were in agreement that this year's Band Directors Award goes to Ali Devereaux. Just like last time, if you'll let them get their stuff put away, maybe come back and throw some chairs and stands on racks, and appreciate everything you've done, 8th grade parents, over the last few years. 7th grade parents, almost every calendar thing you could possibly need is in your hand right now through summer and into next year. The only thing that's missing from that are some of the trip rehearsals that we've got coming up starting next week. There's once a week for a couple weeks, because it's a combination of both groups and different instrumentation. So we're going to spend some time trying to have our best playing for that. So one more for you. Thanks for coming.